Hey y'all, welcome to the Filling Station. It's a new day, y'all. Another opportunity to either make money in the market or to just learn from the market, right? But let me go ahead and give my disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor, y'all. I just enjoy teaching people how to build generational wealth, and the stock market is just one of those avenues. So this video is for educational purposes only. With that being said, y'all, let's get started. So we are looking at the VIX, and as you can see, y'all, we hit a high of 1345, and this is pre-market, y'all. So and it's not surprising that we're at this place. Let me go ahead and say that. So 1345 is our pre-market high, which is a little bit higher than yesterday, which was at 1328. So that means the SPY must be declining. So where are our trouble places for the VIX? As of right now, we're finding support right here, resting at this 200 EMA, which is about at the 1270 area. Here's 1272, which was right above that 1269, which was a previous support area for us. As you can see, we tested it at 730, came back to it now at 830. So yeah, again, these are pre-market values. And right now, if it breaks this 1269, just know that 1259 is the ATR trailing stop, which puts us right at the 20 EMA. So we can find support here and bounce back to the upside, or we can continue to the downside. Under the 1259, 1248 is another support area for us, and again at 1244. So to the upside, can we go back up to? Absolutely. To the upside, we definitely can. So above 1283, we're going to have trouble here at 1293, and again at this 1305. So these are places that we'll have to clear. 1311 and 1318 back to the 1328. And if it breaks the 1328, we can definitely come back and retest this 1345. So let's go to the SPY and see where we are this morning. So as of now, the SPY came down and made a low of 538.87, which is here. So this is our pre-market low as of now, and it is not surprising that we are at this place considering we were making new highs this week. And yeah, so right now our gathering spot, it's right here at 540.08 at support, and our resistance is at 540.60. So that's a zone. That's the zone that is trading in as of now. So I always try to mark that area to let me know that it will need to break above this and close above this. As you can see, we did test this here, a 540.86 area. However, sellers were right there, take that price right back down to the gathering spot. So where are our trouble places for the SPY today? Let's say that, right? So we are trading under, well, we're right at the 5 EMA. We are right holding support at the 5 EMA, which is about at the 540.41 area. So it will need to break above that. Stay above that, not break. It needs to stay above that. If it breaks above 540.60, then we could probably come back up and retest this 541.31, which is right here at a previous resistance and or support area from yesterday. So if we break above the 540.60, just know that we're going to have trouble at 541.38 or 541.40, which is the 220 EMA. So yeah, and this 50 EMA and the ATR trailing stop is really close, really close. So if we should break this 20 EMA, which is around the 541.30 area, just know that 541.69 is a trouble place for us. That's to the upside. Again, anything is possible, and if I'm not mistaken, SPY moves about $4.97 per day. So it can move in either direction at $4.97. Let me say, I don't know what I just did. Okay. So to the downside, if we should break under this 538.87 or 539.28, which is our 200 EMA, we can come back and retest this 538.87. If we should break that 538.88 area, just know 537.72 is an area of support. 537.06 is an area of support, and below that it could come all the way back down to the 534.87. Now I had this area of 537.72, 537.06 was an area that I believe that the SPY was coming back to because it was a previous gathering spot for us. So That's why I kind of keep those on my chart, so I'll know that we were at this area before. We could very well come back to this place, and it looks as if that's maybe that may be where we are today again. So I always say, y'all, anything is possible. Wait on the bell to ring, because it's go time and it can change at any given moment. However, wait on your candle to close. If you're on a higher time frame, you need to move down to a smaller time frame so that you can see where you are. I always say you want to know where you are at all times, right? So let's go to Tesla. Tesla is interesting, right? Yesterday we were at 191.60, only to come back down to 181.23, which is not surprising for Tesla, right? So right now our pre-market support is right here at the 184.12 area, all the way back to the, let's say, 185.19 area. That is our gathering spot. As you can see, this is where price has been trading in this area. Yes, we did hit a high today pre-market at 186.42, but we have been getting rejected in this area. We came all the way down to this 50 EMA here, found support, and we bounced back to, so 182.96 is an area of support. If we should break the 182.96, then we can come back down to the 182.42. If we break that, then we could very well come back to the 181.23. Below that, we can come back to the 180.67. So I would say trade carefully today. Tesla is trading interesting pre-market, and this is the 1 hour chart, and that's a gathering spot. It's just trading in this zone. So I would say trade carefully today. And Tesla normally moves $6.74 per day. So and again, that is in either direction. And right now, it's not giving us a clear signal as to which direction it wants to trade. So I would wait until I had a clear signal as to which direction Tesla wants to trade today. NVDA hit a high this morning of 131.67, so we're getting back 131.67. However, this is our gathering spot here at the 129.33 area, and as support and resistance, that's 129.99. And it looks like we're trying to break out of that area, which is right at the 5 EMA and the 20 EMA. However, it needs to close above this area and make a new high in order to get confirmation that it is trying to go back to the upside. So where are our trouble places for NVIDIA? It will need to break above 130.49, which will be a resistance area, and it will need, if we break above that 130.49 area, we can come back and retest 131.07. If we break that area, we can come back to 131.51, and again back to the 131.67. I always say, y'all, be careful, trade carefully. And NVIDIA normally moves about $10.50 per day. Again, that's in either direction. So where are our trouble places to the downside? If we should break under 129.33, just know 128.82 is our ATR trailing stop. We're going to have trouble at that area. And this 50 EMA is right here at 128.32, which is, again, another gathering spot from, let's say, yesterday. Yes, it was yesterday's gathering spot. So we can come back, and it's interesting that we had this marked, and it's right where the 50 EMA is. So 128.32, and again at 127.49. Those are going to be trouble places or support areas to the downside. If by chance we break this 127.44, we could very well come back down to the 123.51. Again, anything is possible. We can get some news today. Something can happen, and it can send the market in either direction, right? I always say, y'all, trade what you see. So we are looking at AMD, and AMD is right now, we were trading. This is our 4 o'clock candle. The high of this candle was 160.32, but as you can see, we came down under the 5 EMA. It looks as if we're finding support right here at this 158.23, but this is where we were on yesterday, 158.23 area, and resistance right now is the 158.50 because we're under the 5 EMA. We're having trouble at the 5, getting above the 5 EMA. So AMD will need to break above 158.60 only to have trouble again at this 159.19 area, which is right where our 20 EMA is. If we should break this area of 159.18, we could very well have trouble right here at the 159.52, which is right at the 50 EMA. So those are trouble places for us to the upside as of now. You know, we need to break up we need to break above the 5 and continue, but we're going to have trouble in a lot of areas. All of these lines here are trouble places for us. So again, for AMD, it needs to break above the 158.60. 169, let's say 169.19, we're going to have trouble. 159.52, 159.58, and again at the 159.87 or 88 area, we're going to have trouble there. The ATR trailing stop is not here, it's up here at the 160.58. So all of those are trouble places. Now to the downside, can we continue down, because we are under the 5 and it looks like we're trying to continue to the downside again. Anything is possible. We can come back to the 158.10, find support, or we can come all the way back down, to the 157.59 or the 157.47 or the 157.31. Those are going to be trouble places or support areas for us. And as you can see, we've been trading if at this 158.23. I would definitely watch this, because if we should break this, again, that 157.57 and 156.92, those are other support areas for us for AMD. So I would say, again, trade carefully. So let's go to Apple. Apple has been interesting. So on yesterday, let me make sure. Yes, on yesterday we had a 216.75, and we came down and at 9:30, and it seems like it just moved sideways. As you can see here, price, it tried to go back up. The high of this was about 215 area, but we traded in a gathering spot, and we are under the 5 EMA. Well, we're finding support at the 5 EMA. We're under the 20 EMA and holding, right here at the 50 EMA. So we have to be careful in this area. If Apple should break below 212.84, just know that we could very well come back down to, I have 206.50 and 205.65 as a previous gathering spot, and we could very well come back. This is the 4-hour. We're trading in that gathering spot. So yeah, Apple is interesting today. That 5 EMA 213.79, we definitely need to watch that area, and we could come back and fall back to this 208.60, looking at it on this 4-hour chart. So how much does Apple normally move on a daily basis? $4.66, and we've had some really good up candles here. This 220, looking at it on this daily chart, it hit this 220, and sellers were right there to bring that price right back to the downside. So again, that $4.66 can be in either direction, y'all. I always say, again, trade carefully. Apple is trading in a gathering spot, and it has been. So whatever move it makes, it could be a strong move. Just know that 216.12 is going to be a trouble place, and again, 214.52 is another trouble place. But we definitely need to break above this 213.92 or 213.45 area in order to reach that. So what do I see? Anything is possible, right? So I'm going to come back to Tesla, because on the daily chart, there was something that I wanted to point out. I had mentioned in a previous video that Tesla had been trading sideways in a gathering spot, and it's probably hard to see it on this daily chart because I marked the charts up. But Tesla had been trading in this zone, and it was between 172.77 and 180.01. And I said that whatever direction that Tesla was going to move, it was going to be a strong move, because it went from, it just traded in this gathering spot. And on this day, let's say on 6/13, Tesla made a high of 191. So we went from the low high of this candle of 180.55, from 180.55 all the way to 191. And we saw that based on looking at this daily chart, that Tesla was going to make a move. We just didn't know when. And on this daily chart, our 5 and 50 cross, that was a signal. So we popped to the upside only to come back to the downside. So I try to go to the daily chart to see where we are, and knowing that, this sideways movement. Now, it wouldn't surprise me to see it come back to the, this gathering spot. However, we kind of had a signal that at some point it was going to have some type of move, because it created a gathering spot, and it's been trading in this gathering spot. Yeah, I always do that. So it came back and traded in this gathering spot. So yeah, I always try to look at your daily charts to see where you are overall, and then move to a smaller time frame, y'all. Again, I always say nothing is guaranteed in the market. You always trade what you see and don't rush into your trade. So today will definitely be an interesting day. As of now, SPY is trying to get above, it needs to break above this 540.87, or we can continue to the downside. So this move did not surprise me at all, considering the highs that we have been making. So today is Friday. Things may change. There could be a big sell-off. There could be a big run-up and then a huge sell-off. So I always, you want to be prepared for the move, right? So yeah, and y'all, I do these videos because this is what I see when I look at the market. I hope these are very, very helpful for you. I hope that everyone have a very profitable and a very productive day. Profitable and productive day today. And yeah, I always like to leave you with this, y'all. Be blessed as well as a blessing unto others. Until next time.